I'm in a tunnel.
Okay.
And I look forward, but I can see it's dark.
Do you feel like you're moving?
No.
No?
I'm standing. And around me is bricks. And they look like they're made from sand. And I feel like I'm underground.
What makes you say that? It's just a feeling you have?
It's a feeling.
Very good. Is there any light anywhere coming from somewhere?
I feel like the light is where I'm standing. I can see, I think I'm holding a light.
What kind of light are you holding?
It's a lamp. A glass lamp. And there's fire in it.
Have a look at your feet. What do you see?
I see sandals and dark skin. And I can see that I'm using my feet a lot. They look sandy. And the skin looks a little rough and dry.
Do the feet look male or female?
Male.
Male, okay. And have a look at your legs. What do you see? Are you wearing anything on your legs?
Yeah, I can only see the bottom part of my legs because I'm wearing something like a big blanket around me. Or like a robe.
What color is this robe?
It's beige, brown, and white.
You said it's long?
It's long and it's pretty heavy because it's cold where I am.
It's cold where you are.
Bricks around me are cold and I knew that it would be cold, so I took the big blanket.
Very good. And have a look at your head. Do you see hair on your head?
I see curly dark hair.
Long or short?
It's almost like an afro. A little longer, but they're standing from my head. And I am tall and pretty thin, skinny.
As you look at your face now, do you see yourself, you're young or old? How old would you guess you are now?
Maybe around mid-50s, I would say.
Very good. Do you have anything else on your hands beside this lamp?
In my right hand I have the lamp. In my left hand I am holding a long stick, a walking stick.
What are you doing with it?
I always have it with me. I find it practical to do things. There are always situations where you need a stick.
Okay, very well. This is your new body now. I want you to get very comfortable within your new body. Does your body feel strong or weak?
I feel like I'm not eating much, just the necessary, what I need. So I'm thin, but I feel light, but I feel strong enough to do the things that I need to do, because I don't need to carry heavy things or anything like that. So I'm strong enough.
Very good. What are you doing there now, where you are? What's happening?
I want to go to this room where there's written, those rolls, there's stuff written on them. It's a lot of just very high and important knowledge, and it's kept down here, so not everybody has access to it.
But you do?
I do, but I feel like I'm the last one.
You are the last one?
Yeah, I feel very lonely.
Tell me about it.
I feel like I'm the last one.
What do you mean?
Of us having this knowledge. And I feel like there's no one I can talk to about it.
Why?
Because they all left.
Where did they go?
They went to different places.
They went where?
They went to different places. They went back to their original places, and I'm supposed to.
They went back?
Yeah, they went back, and I'm supposed to keep it here and take care of it.
So who are these people? These other people, it's a group that you're talking about.
Yeah, it's
Who are they?
my friends, and we used to be together to write down all this sacred knowledge that we received.
You received?
Yeah, and some of it was already there.
From where did you receive this knowledge?
From other friends who are from different places. Not here on Earth. They're not here.
You can talk to me, you can trust me, it's okay. So how did you receive this knowledge from these other beings?
We communicated with them. At night, we did those sitting circles outside on the sand. And we looked up to the stars, and we could see them in our meditations. It's like we were all sitting together and meditating together and just receiving from our friends this knowledge that is needed on this planet, and it will be needed in the future. But right now there's no one who I can talk to because they're not ready. And I don't want to be sad about it because I know it's the right thing to do, to offer myself to stay here and take care of the knowledge of all the written scriptures. But at the same time, I can feel those human emotions about being all by myself and just being lonely.
I can understand. So was it your choice to stay there? And
yes, someone was needed and I offered myself.
The rest, where did they go? You said they went home.
Yeah, they went to other places to find others. who might be ready, and we knew that there were other places on Earth where there are groups of people who understand.
Who were ready to receive the knowledge?
Yes.
So you are there to protect the knowledge, you said in the scriptures.
Yeah.
How do you do that? How do you protect them? Is that what you're doing now down there in this tunnel?
Yeah, when it's nighttime and I can see, look around, and there's no one else here. Then I take my light and I go downstairs, and I'm between the scriptures and I'm reading through them just to not to feel lonely, and to remind myself, because it's so easy to forget.
How does the scriptures look like? Can you describe them for me?
Yeah, they are rolls. It's very, very beautiful. A wooden stick, and it's very dark red wood, and on it is paper. It's yellowish. It looks old, some of them, because they were there before, and others are newer. Those are the ones that we wrote on.
Are they also on this kind of roll?
Yes. They're all the same, just older and newer.
And with what ink are you writing? Did you write this message?
We make it. It's those very small trees. They look very dry. They almost look like they're dead because we're in sand. It's dry land, but we kind of burn it, and we add liquids to it, I think oil, and we mix it, and then we use it as ink.
Okay, thank you for sharing about that. And what are these scriptures talking about? Would you like to tell me a little bit about that, about these messages?
It's mainly what humanity, what the challenges are as humans, the challenges that could come up, and how to deal with it. And it's just to remind humans what the mission is. And we've been told, and I also know it deep in my heart, that there's going to come times when all this is forgotten.
In the future, you mean?
Yeah.
When you're not there anymore?
Yeah. There will be no understanding. And I'm sad about it.
But you hoping that these messages will be preserved?
Yeah, we're trying. We're trying.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to find someone who can keep it after, who can take care of
it. When you are gone?
Yeah.
Where are they now? What is this place? You said it's underground. What is this? Can you zoom out and see where you are exactly in the area?
Yeah. It's so beautiful. It's close to the pyramids. But we cannot keep the scriptures there because it's too dangerous. Because one day it will be forgotten. And they will look at everything. They will make it like a museum. And they will try to find everything that can be found. But they will not have an understanding of the knowledge on the scriptures at that point. So we decided to build just a little houses that are not very attractive to look at and that will fall apart after a while, that cannot be found in the future. And next to it there's an opening, a hidden opening for this tunnel. And we are keeping it there in one room. It's very small.
Is this room connected with the underground tunnels of the pyramids?
No, that would be too dangerous.
I understand. So, could you tell me in which area of the world you are? You said there are some pyramids.
Yeah. It's Egypt.
And what is the surrounding look like around the pyramids? Is it green? Is it dry? How is your surroundings?
It used to be all green, but I don't remember that anymore.
Okay, so now it's more dry now that you're there?
It's as if Earth or nature is as if the life force that used to manifest and grow plants and green landscapes, it's disappearing, so it's only dry land and sand left behind. Because the time when there was green land was when the knowledge was also alive around the pyramids. But it's lost. So the life force disappears. So the green area gets smaller and smaller, it shrinks. And it's now behind the one pyramid, and the other one is already just surrounded by sand. And I can see it almost monthly that the green area is shrinking.
Okay, I see. So let's see where it is that you live. Let's go to where it is you that live in this life. your home? Where is that?
It's just a little hut next to the entrance of the tunnel. Because I want to make sure that when I'm gone, that nobody will look for anything. It's very small. And it's also just made from mostly wood.
So undercover in a way.
Yeah, so people think I'm just this person living by myself, so that they're not looking for anything they could take. But it's very lonely, which is, I know it's okay. I know it's okay.
Does anybody know what you're doing?
No, they think I'm just this lonely person who does not want to be with anyone, and it's true, because in the village close by there's a very loud and they have animals, sheep and cows, and they kill them and they eat them, and there's loud markets, and it's all about just money, and they're fighting and discussing about unnecessary things, so I just stay away.
So you feel like the higher wisdom has been lost from this society where you are now?
Yes, and I cannot find anyone.
What about the pyramids? What are they used for?
Nothing. Nothing at the moment.
Are they open? Do people have access to them? Do you have access to them?
Yeah, I go sometimes.
You do?
Yeah, I go just to speak to our friends from other places, because I'm so lonely. I don't do it so often because it also makes me sad. It makes me aware of how lonely I am. And I see all the beautiful art and paintings that have been done in there. And I touch them. It all looks so left, so empty. There is no life.
Do you understand the writings? Are you able to translate the writings in the walls?
Yes, but yes. Some are too complex for a human to understand with the mind. It's almost like the information that's written on it, if it's being read, then it's hard to describe. It's almost like a 3D that then it's hard to describe. It's not capable. The human mind is not capable.
But you can decode them.
I know the essence of what it says. I can feel it, but it's not words. But some is words for the humans that are in there, like me. So I can read some of it.
And you mentioned the 3D effect. Is there some another dimension that if you can unlock, it pops up or something like that? How do you describe the 3D?
I remember being in a different body and a different, not being human fully, but something else. And when I used to read it, and then in my head it would create like 3D, not visions, but understandings. And the human brain does not have the capacity or the space almost. It's too... it's just too... It's very limited, the human mind. It's as if a big part of an understanding is missing.
And in this this avatar that you said that you were able to tap into that aspect of these writings, you said you feel yourself as you are not very human. What do you mean? You said another version.
Much taller.
Taller.
Yeah. And a very long head, so that that's the part that's missing. The human, the head is just so small. There's so much missing. And the other body in my head was longer.
What else is different from you, the body, from a human body? The body is, the face is different. The eyes are very big. And the skin is almost black. And the nose is very small, and the mouth also looks different and very thin. Very thin neck, and the whole skeleton feels smooth. It's much softer. Much softer. And the hands are with 4 fingers. It's a thumb and just 3 longer fingers. And your skin? How does the skin look like? Is it smooth or scaly?
It's interesting because to humans It appears a little rougher than the human skin, but when you touch it, it's so soft that the humans who are so focused on their outer experience are jealous, which I try to understand, but it's hard.
Mm. And you said you are visiting Egypt?
I'm here with my friend, I guess you would say, in human language, partner, and my partner looks like I'm looking for the word that you're using. It's an insect. It does exist on the planet now still. But it's, yeah, it's white. Very beautiful.
Mm. So you look different. Your friend and you look different.
Yeah.
What's your connection? Do you have any linear connection in terms of DNA or race? What makes you guys friends?
We just have the same mission. We said we would bring information to the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good to have different, just to bring in different energies and different perspectives. It's important, because it would be only one-sided if just my race would bring information.
Mm. So you work together, collaboration?
Yes. Yes. It's like a project. And there's other beings from other star systems, and it's this place here in, what do you call it, Egypt, where at this time a lot of people from other star systems are here. It's almost like a colony down here. It's so many beings, and it's like a big project, and we're all coming from very many different places. And my friend and I, we were told that it's good to bring more different information, because the other ones are, it's always many beings from one race in a big group, and there are multiple groups, different races. And we saw that there's some information missing that could be needed from my home place and my friend's home place, and we thought it was good to add it.
How do you add it? How do you bring the information?
We're all working together, also with the pyramids. And And some are working with the people on the human people. To give them information, and they're writing it down. To keep it, and they're lovely, very nice, good human beings.
And why are you doing all of this? What is this collective effort about? Why are you visiting Earth and living all this knowledge down there?
We know that there is other times coming, and we are aware that it is necessary for the evolution, that other times are coming, and it's like a downfall almost. But everything in existence comes and goes in waves, and it's gonna be a downfall, and there will be a need for the information so that it can go up again. But I can see that I cannot see if it's gonna go up again. It's gonna go very deep down this time in the evolution. But for us, we see it almost as fun. We know that humans will freak out and run around like ants.
Like
and they will be
roller coaster.
Yes, and they will hold on and will be very afraid. And yeah, it will all be fine.
So when you visit Earth, how do you visit? How do you come? In what way? What carriage or vessel you use?
I'm just manifesting. It's as if I pull my body apart and then I put it back together. It almost looks like as if like sand is being swirled up, and then it's being put together.
So you materialize with your intention.
Yeah, from foot to head.
You don't need to use a ship to come to travel.
No. I don't think that anybody needs it, but yeah, some forgot how to do it and then they think they need
I see.
vehicles.
And can you see the plateau with the pyramids? Because I wanted to ask you something.
Yeah, it's all
How many pyramids do you see?
I see 2. A big one and a smaller one. And it's all very green. It's all plants that exist on the surface of Earth are around the pyramids. And it's very humid because it's almost as if there is a bubble around, like a glass bubble around the area where all of us are, because some need this kind of atmosphere to come and to exist in. And because when all of us come from different places, then the frequency is so different. It's almost as if the nature is exploding from the different frequency because it's so light. And there's so much life force and love.
And what color are the pyramids?
They're shining.
Shining. Wow.
Very, almost see-through, it seems, because they're so filled with high, that's not the right word, with information that is so different to other things on the planet that it's yeah. And it depends on the intention that you look at the pyramids, because if you know what they are, if you know about the knowledge in it, then you see their value and they're just holy.
So what are these pyramids about? What's the purpose that they serve?
They have many purposes. They're like receivers on the one hand, like antennas. It's they're helping Earth when Earth needs it. There can be frequencies coming in to help Earth if it's needed. So the frequencies, it's almost like a laser ray that is coming in from outside, and it can go straight into the core of Earth to feed her.
The Earth?
Yes, but it can also, it's so complex, the pyramids it's too complex. It's too complex, but then there's a different energy that is also coming in like a laser beam into the pyramids, but then they are not going into the core of the Earth, but they're being spread over the surface of the Earth so that all the living beings on Earth can receive it, like humans, animals, plants.
And where does this beam come from? Where is it connecting to?
It's very far out of the universe and all the other universes too. Almost like this huge, it's not a place because it's not limited as you would say is things are here limited here on this planet. It's not like that. It's in a different existence, and it's like an electrical white big round thing, and all of the life force is coming from there.
And this,
it's the center of everything. Everything else is around it. Being nurtured by it.
This place, have you been to this place that you've been describing?
It is that place. It's where everything that is in a physical existence has its origin there. It's like a manifester. It shoots out energy and then it twists and turns while it's being sent out, and the further it's being sent out, it manifests into different things. Like it's almost as if it's going through energetic barriers or walls, and once the ray hits a wall, then the ray changes, and it's almost like, it's hard to describe.
It sounds like a very
like
playful, creative process.
Filters, like layers and layers and layers and layers and layers. And there are many layers between the earth existence and this place, the force, the life force, because it changes so many ways to be manifested, like as it is here, very complex.
Okay. Would you tell me a little bit about your race, your people?
Yeah, it's a little strange. I feel like it's I really honor this race. It's very, I feel serious, because like they're very serious about things. They're very accurate, and it's actually not my, I feel like the energy I'm carrying in this body, in this race, does not really feel home in there.
What do you mean?
Because the planet, where it's more like a station, where we are, it's just, yeah, it's not so light and playful. It's dark. Like we are dark, we look dark, our skin is dark.
You mentioned that.
And the place is dark as well. There's no light, there's no sun. And it's dark and it's beautiful, but it's very we're not laughing.
I'm sorry?
We're not laughing. We're just very focused on our tasks.
Do you have physical bodies then?
Yeah.
Always physical, or you can also...
Yeah, we are physical, so it's a little denser, and I feel like it's, not the most beautiful incarnation that my energy has experienced.
No?
No, it's a little serious, and sometimes I try to make jokes, but it does not really exist there where I am. And yeah, it's a little more serious.
And all the beings that are in your society are all the same race? They all look like you, or you're mixed?
Yeah, they are a little different, and it's usually the size and the shape of the head that's different. But I can feel the bladder, right? The bladder is full. I need to use the bathroom.
And so you are going and helping Earth, you said. What is your connection with the Earth? Why do you go in Egypt there and work there?
I think it's hard to understand, to grasp, but I feel like it's about knowledge, how to build things with the mind. Like the pyramids have been built in a very different way than humans now are building things. It's almost as if humans would only think in a 2D way when things can be 3D, but they're not seeing behind the second dimension somehow. And that knowledge is in the information that we are putting down. The bladder is full. On this, I can feel the pressure of the bladder. Can we continue later?
You need to go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
Sure. 1 second, please. Okay, very, very good. So, you were telling me that about your people, about your connection with the other races, that you are a mix with other groups. What else would you like to share with me about your group?
It's small. It's a very small station. It's very important in a sense that it is important what they know and can teach others in terms of building within dimensions that are dense, because they have the knowledge. They're the best builders. They build buildings on other planets, and they're the best at it, and it's the first time that I have been living a life in that way, because I needed to learn to be denser.
You mean to go to Earth?
No. The experience, the life that I am living as that race, I have not done it often. It's I think the only time. Because I was being too playful is what they said. So now I'm there, and that's okay. And it's very interesting, and I enjoy. They are very much about set rituals that they're doing. Everything is very set and organized, but without emotions, and I have too much emotions in my essence to be living another life like that. So I am, when I'm on Earth, as this being, and I see the other groups of other beings being there, I can see the type of group that I came from, and I miss them. I'm trying to almost ignore them when I'm on Earth and I see the other group where I'm actually a part of. I try to ignore them a little bit because otherwise I'm scared I get sad that I'm not with them.
Okay, so you have been part of many different races.
Yeah, this other race specifically. I can see them, but I can't see them clearly right now because I don't want to. Because I'm scared that I get sad. Okay. So I'm focusing on my work, my task.
But your soul's essence has done many different experiences on different bodies, on different races, different groups.
Yeah, it's been mostly very light areas, because that's what I am.
As your soul's essence, you mean? Your life force energy?
Yes.
Your identity?
Yes.
Are you aware that you're speaking through a human body?
Yes, I can feel it.
So what about her? What about this body that you speak through? What is this experience about? Can you talk about that from your perspective? Why did this avatar that you speak through came to this planet again? I mean, again, in that way, in this way, which is even denser than before.
I can feel that the previous experiences are manifested in this human being as well. The lightness of the group of that I was a part of before for a long time, and then coming into the being with the long head from the dark place that has to be serious and has to be strict and is not allowed to show emotions. But there's a struggle between those two things. And it's the experience of being a human it's supposed to be all incorporated and made peace with both sides.
So that's why you chose
the struggle. It was the closest between those two existences of a very light existence and almost light bodies just dancing and floating. And then having to make a different experience where my essence learns to be dense and to organize and to follow strict set rules and a darker existence was very opposite, and as a human it is easier to feel the emotions, but to also learn how to set rules and set rituals and to incorporate both. And as the man at a later time in Egypt, when I was I was very connected to the incarnation of the being who is in the pyramid. even body-wise, the body manifested itself very similar. Thin and tall and big brown eyes and male energy. And now it's needed to move away from that a little and not to identify with having missions of protecting something all the time, but to go back to a little bit of more feminine, lighter energy, just letting go and floating more. But it's the struggle. It's both energies are very present, and it's like ping pong the whole time.
That's why she has this very strong sense of purpose. Let's see. She feels like she's here to do something very important.
Yes, because she has the knowledge, but all the knowledge that is needed of being light and playful and in community. She misses that. She feels it all the time.
She's missing what?
She's missing a community of the group.
Her people?
Yeah.
Her family, you mean? Her star family?
Yeah. It's so light. And it's so connected.
Can we ask them to join us now? Would that be appropriate for her to connect with them now?
Yes.
So I would like to ask whoever would like to step in as a representative or as a collective even, if it's appropriate for Johanna's highest good, and it's gonna be helpful for her or necessary in any way. You may join us with your essence, with your energy.
Yes. She's saying yes. She is saying yes.
Okay, wonderful. So, welcome. Would that be okay for you if you allow them to speak through you and I ask them some questions?
Yes.
Beautiful. Before you do that, how do they appear to you? Do you see any picture, or it's just their energy? And if so, how does this energy feel like? What are you sensing?
It's almost see-through. It's similar to the pyramids. Very shiny and it's light blue. A light blue, white essence. And they're not dense. We're just taking on a slight form, but the form can change depending on who looks at us. It's just so we can be visible, but we're more a community and not so much individuals.
So Johanna is one of you?
Yes.
She has been for a long time?
Yeah, she still is. It never goes away. But it hurts a little sometimes.
Because she miss you?
Yeah, because the human form is heavy.
What message do you have for her today?
To let go.
Let go.
to float more. She knows how to float and to be one with everything. Nothing is truly an individual or separate. It's all connected. And she knows, but that's also what hurts. Because it seems like everybody is just by themselves.
It's a challenging experience. So she's very brave that she chose to incarnate as a human being, isn't she?
Yeah, she has a hard time every time she's missing that lightness. Also, as the man, he was very aware of it being okay that he chose the mission of being the protector of the knowledge. And that's also a little bit of a struggle, knowing that we choose what we experience, but then also to be okay with it because of the emotions and all the thoughts that are always present in the human beings. It's very hard. Very hard.
Yeah.
And she knows, and that is we almost see it as a side effect of the human experience to deal with the thoughts and the questioning and these other perspectives, questioning if it's right or wrong. And many humans are not aware that this is a special existence on this planet, and they think that it should be easy, and they are trying to avoid admitting that it's hard for them, and it would be easier if they would just sit together and exchange about what may not be light for them, because then it can dissolve a little and we can let it go together as humans. But we're being told as human beings that everything is normal and we have to function a certain way, and this vessel here can make it a mission to invite others to open up about what does not seem light for them, about what feels heavy, so they can let it go and they become aware that it is normal as humans to feel the heaviness and to have heavy thoughts. And the humans at this point on the planet are becoming more aware of that, and they are connecting and exchanging, so they are becoming lighter, and we're so happy to see that.
Thank you for sharing all of this. I was wondering about her soul family. Where is it from? I think she never felt like she belongs here. But she doesn't, I think, even know how to put it into words. How can you help her today to understand what is happening to her? What is this feeling she used to have? But why?
She is very... she did not bring a hard shell with her. She's been with us for, you would say, a long time. And everything is light in our place. And nothing is really dense. And it's just like the wind. She loves feeling the wind on planet Earth because it's almost like the place where she was for so long. It's just like the wind. Very light. Just flying. There's no walking or feeling the joints hurting. It's just very light. And every time when she goes to sleep, she gets light.
Every time she goes to sleep, what happens?
She becomes very light, and the sensation in her body reminds her of that. And it feels as if there's no body.
Because she has been in that state for so long, right? And it's more natural to her to be in that state than to be in the physical body and be a human being. But she had that sensation as a child also, right?
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah, she was very connected to it as a child.
But she was afraid of it. She had panic attacks.
Yeah.
She didn't understand it? What was happening?
Yeah. It was not something that her very lovely human child mind could understand. And the childhood felt tense because of because of strong aggression coming from her father, and because she did not bring a hard shell. It got to her so much, and it forced her to harden.
Why did she choose to have this experience with the father? Why did she choose such a strong father figure?
Because she can handle it.
What did she want to learn?
Yes, please. She knows. She learned. She had to learn to forgive him for what he is. And she can, by remembering the lightness, show him how to be light just by being and living a light life herself. So he remembers how to be light too.
Beautiful. Just by being the example.
Yes. She cannot change him. And she knows. And she loves him.
Beautiful. What did he teach her?
How to forgive. How to forgive even if someone never apologizes.
Unconditionally, the love then.
Yes. It's important because she has a child now. The child will not always apologize, and that is okay. And now she knows how to love unconditionally.
It's a huge lesson in these circumstances, right? Very tough.
Yes.
So she's doing a very good job.
Yes.
Does she know this? Does she feel like that she's doing a good job, or is this
No. No. Because of this other part from the other incarnations where everything was very strict and emotion, without emotions, and more hard.
Can you help her understand why she saw these two lives today, these two different incarnations? I know that they were... She recovered them from her for a reason. Like the first man, and both played out in Egypt. And one was this man who was protecting the knowledge that he was connecting with, I guess, extraterrestrial intelligence. And why did she need to see this today?
Because it's the two things she is always struggling with, not knowing. She thinks she needs to choose to be one or the other, to be very light, without worries, without time, without barriers, and the other one of the extraterrestrial in the pyramid was very much about just very organized and with purpose and with a dense body and no light in the existence and no emotions, and very strict. She thinks she has to choose, and for her it feels like there's two different facets, and she always thinks she has to put one aside and live out the other. But what the planet needs is to be what she truly is, which is the essence she has been living out for a very long period, with a little bit of strictness and organization, but just so it's enough and not let it take over. It's not about calculating and being very organized and serious all the time, just when it's needed for management, for the daily structure. That's it. The rest of her time she can be light and flow with the existence on earth.
And as a child, why was she panicking about ETs?
Because the life she lived as a child was so different, and she was aware, but not consciously aware, of all these other existences, but was scared to allow it to surface, because it would have been such a shock and such a big difference to the life her parents were showing her, that it would have been dangerous to remember So the fear was keeping her from remembering. I was a tool. And I was necessary because it would have been too crazy. It was crazy enough already for her mother.
Her mother, she had went through a lot.
Yes, poor her. We feel her. She wants to do the right thing for her.
Yes, of course. Before we get into her mother, I have a last question about her childhood. So, makes sense what you're saying, what you're sharing, that there was a kind of protective mechanism, the fear, so that she will not remember fully, because God bless her, who would believe her, and she would have gone through hell if she would remember her true essence and her connections. But see, at the same time, I guess you were close to her, or who was she communicating with when she was in a safe place and alone?
She was communicating with the collective of the place she has been for so long, but also she knows from being on Earth while so many other beings were on Earth to bring knowledge. She is part of all of them and loves them all and is friends with all. And she knows that they're all always there. And it does not matter who we're speaking to. The one who is mostly attuned to receiving the specific message will receive it and will reply, even if the human does not consciously receive it, but there's always a reply.
I mean, it can be in an energetic level, not necessarily in words that she can translate into her mind.
Yes. It's important to share with our galactic friends.
It's important to keep communicating with you, you mean?
For all of us as humans and non-humans, we are all always connected, and it's time for humans to come on board with the others. So we encourage humans to communicate.
Telepathically, you mean, I guess?
Yes. You can always talk on the bus or in bed while walking. It will always be heard.
And how one can discern, even let's say they set the intention in your mind, connect with the benevolent star rays, whether they are connected personally, and it's their star family, or any other benevolent race, ET race that is of service to humanity. How will, because maybe since this is an advice for the people of Earth, how could one discern that they are connecting with the benevolent ET race and not with any negative group, or if they're maybe feeling maybe they're making it up? Is there any advice you have?
It depends on the intention of what is being shared, and if the intention is connected to fear or to a negative, if the intention is negative of the thought that is being shared, then negative entities will receive it. That is the natural flow of how energies work on this planet. If the intention is pure and it comes with trust and with a smile, then it won't get to anything negative. It cannot. It's like plus and minus, or hot and cold. It always goes to where the thought or words themselves, what energy they carry. But humanity is focusing too much on negative entities. The fear is so deeply embedded into humans that even now, where they are becoming more aware of the light, they are scared that on their path towards the light, that they will be attacked. But when you're on the way, you're on the way. And there's nothing that can happen. One is always safe. And the more one focuses on getting attacked, the more they will be attacked. That is the natural flow. And if one is being attacked, then that's okay, because this is what they needed. It's needed for the evolvement.
Wonderful, thank you very much. She wanted to know why it had been hard, she had a hard time believing in herself, and what can she do to strengthen her self-esteem?
She needs to understand that she is not the entity that her mother thinks she is. She is seeing herself through the eyes of others. That is the big challenge for her. She wonders how others might interpret her or what they think of her. And then this is what she then becomes and expresses, although she is none of that. So it is important to take a moment in between, whenever she can, when she is taking a shower, when the baby's asleep, whenever she gets a moment, to breathe and to connect with us. And we will remind who she is.
She's feeling it now, that's why she becomes emotional?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We're smiling at her.
Mm-hmm.
And she missed that.
Would you like to remind her who she is? Maybe she needs to hear it. She has forgotten. Tell her she's listening to you now.
She is a light being without worries, with a clear intention and a lot of love. And she can learn to express the love without being afraid of anyone not receiving it well. She is afraid that people who forgot to feel the love and this truth of all existence, that they feel offended or that they attack her. But she does not need to fear. There's nothing to be feared. Whoever expresses love is always protected.
Do you have any advice for her relationship? Whatever is most important, because we are slowly running out of time. There's still many questions. I just wanted to give you time to express fully the messages that she needs to hear today.
She knows the answers.
Hmm?
She knows the answers. It's very simple. She's making it complicated.
It does, of course it does, but I think it's a good reminder for her today. Another reminder for her is any advice in her relationship, whatever you feel is more important. She mentioned her mother, her father, her brother, her husband, her baby. I don't know, it would be too much to get into every relationship individually, but anything that is very important that she needs to remember.
To have compassion with her human family, to have compassion. That's all she needs to remember. And when she is vibrating in the frequency of compassion, and everything is always clear, and she knows. She knows.
I have a question which I forgot to ask, which takes us back to the beginning of her incarnation. She chose a challenging birth. Maybe that's connected to the mother, I guess, of course, in some way, but why was the birth so intense? And then the separation from her mother until they came together again.
The separation was needed. She needed to be in her own essence for a little while after coming here, because it's very intense.
Okay, so it was time for her adjustment time, so to say.
Yes, that was fine.
Okay, did it affect her in any negative way, this intensity that she went through?
She feels guilty.
Oh, wow.
She's not aware of it.
Wow.
She feels guilty.
So she has been carrying this guilt
She needs to let it go.
since she was born?
Yes.
Wow. And it's holding her down, right?
Yes.
Such a heavy frequency.
It makes her think
Wow.
that. It makes her think that she is now responsible of making her mother feel good.
Is that why she still doesn't let go of her mother?
Yes.
Wow. Makes so much sense. Where is this guilt? Where is this energy in her body? Where is it?
In her solar plexus.
Okay. How does it look like? Can we zoom in?
Yes, it's very fast moving, and it's not in balance. It's not grounded.
Does she still need to hold into this energy inside her body? This suppressed negative energy? Or is it time to
It's
release?
being cleared.
Okay, beautiful. Please make sure you are releasing all of it from every cell of her body. And as this process is continuing, may I ask a few more questions? Wonderful, thank you. So we can save some time, as I would like to address as many questions as possible. And when the healing is done, you let us know. But in the meantime, maybe I will stay on the topic. So now that the guilt that was holding her kind of attached to her mother, now that the guilt is being released, she will be able to take the right steps in order to let go of this codependency
Yes, we will remind her it's a process for life, but she will be able to let go.
She knows what she needs to know about the subject.
Yes.
She's asking how long has she been incarnating here and what is her main job at this time.
She has not been incarnating many times.
That's why she feels strange to be in the physical human body. It's not used to.
She has been incarnating just a few times.
Just a few times?
Twice.
So one was the life that we explored today and there was one more?
The current life.
Ah, okay, so these two only?
Yeah.
Alright. Anything you want to share with her regarding her mission? She feels this responsibility to help the earth, the earthlings.
Inviting others to share their struggles and speaking to other humans and sharing own experiences. That is already a lot.
Okay.
Connection is so necessary on this planet.
So anything that has to do with assisting others to open up, dive in and bring through all their fears, their worries, anything that is...
Yes.
Okay. She wants to become a quantum healing practitioner. Any advice on that?
The body is working a lot and she is very hot.
Is the healing that takes place?
Yes.
Very good.
Energetically.
Is she okay? Is she doing fine?
Yeah, the blanket needs to go.
Okay. May I continue asking a few questions?
Yes.
Okay. So you said that quantum healing, becoming a practitioner would be a good way for her?
Very good. She just needs to trust that she is a good enough human being. She is always questioning
that. I can understand.
The mind is so loud with her, always questioning.
So she needs to start trusting herself more.
Yes, but she will. She will. She knows she needs to go into the fears. She has been doing that. And she needs to continue because fear is an illusion. And she knows but needs to prove it to herself. That's also sometimes why fears come up. So she can prove to herself that it's all okay.
Any other profession that she could be doing?
She could paint more again. That was one of her first words she was speaking as a child, was that she wanted to paint. She was always painting. And she needs to do that again. To connect with the light and creative essence inside of her. This is what triggers it and what reminds her of floating.
Beautiful. Okay, how is the healing going?
The body will continue over the next days. Yes, it will continue. It's good.
Very good. I wanted we focus a bit in her eyes, especially the left eye. Can you please have a look there? Is there anything out of balance?
Pressure.
Pressure. What type of pressure do you see?
It's the pressure she always felt is going there. And it's almost, yes, it's there. And it's making her see the world differently. It's putting pressure on what she sees.
And that's what creates her blurry vision?
Yes.
Is there something we can do about that?
It will most likely, maybe it could get a little better, but it formed very early. And it is just like a scar. It's there. And it's okay.
Okay. So it doesn't need to worry about it. What?
No worrying.
It doesn't need to be aligned and corrected?
No, she can, but it works fine with the aid she is using, lenses. It's okay, no worries, just stressful.
Okay. And then the last question she has is about the planet itself. From your perspective, how is this transition going?
The planet has made a jump recently, and she felt it, but she does not know. It's shaking all the heavy layers that humans are carrying. It's shaking them and breaking them. And it looks nasty from the human perspective, but it's actually very beautiful. It's like the butterfly coming out of the cocoon. It's all good, no worries.
Okay. Is there anything else you wish that she would have asked today?
She knows. She knows. She just needs to trust the first things that come to her mind. Whenever she has a question, then she can become aware if there's any fear attached. But if not, then the first thing that comes to her mind is the clear and correct answer. And she is guided always. She knows, she can see it, but she sometimes feels like she's not worth it.
But all this is going to shake it off. She's waking up now, right?
Yes, the energies in the body are currently working very intensely to come in balance and to let go of all the illusions.
Is there any last message you have for her before we close?
Just trust, and important is to move slow. She knows, just slow down. It will all come in perfect timing, and Johannes is showing her. He's triggering her because he's moving so slowly, and that's the perfect example. She can use him as an example. And look at her baby. He's moving in a very pure way, very raw, and she can use it as an inspiration for herself.
Beautiful. Thank you.